Hey there, how's it going? Before we get started with today's episode, in case you missed it on all of our social media platforms, we are now officially on Discord now. That's right. In case you don't know what Discord is, basically it's a community for mainly gamers and live streamers, although our good friends in First to 11 are on it. Halocene is on it, the works. So some musicians are on there as well, but it's for gamers and live streamers. And we have been live streaming a lot lately, and we will continue to host watch parties for the time being. So you know what? We figured, why not give it a shot? So here's what you need to do. Click the link down below in the description section, both on YouTube and on audio platforms, and go join our Discord server. Please, you are not going to regret this decision. Trust me. Austin's the one who made it. It was a smart idea. And actually, one of the fans on our live stream suggested that we make a Discord. So Austin took the liberty of doing it for us. So thank you, Austin, for that. Seriously. So go join our Discord server. Again, link is down below in the description. You are not going to regret this. So with that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy today's episode.
What is up, guys? Welcome to the Bottom Line Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Taco, with our fantastic intern, Matt, as always.
Hello, everybody.
Hope you guys are enjoying your day, as we're missing somebody very important. Jimmy's not here, very sad, but we're here. We're still here to give you guys some coverage. And if you notice by our T-shirts, we're wearing these T-shirts. This weekend is the Indy 500, so we're going to give you guys a rundown of the Indy 500 and what to look for. But first off, Matt, how you doing today, bub?
Doing good.
Excited for this weekend?
Hell yeah.
And well, also, while we're talking about it, if you guys didn't know already, we are live streaming the Indy 500, so please come check it out. Come hang out with us. It's going to be a fun one. It's actually going to be Jimmy's first Indy 500, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So, first things first, let's talk about practice.
We talking about practice.
They've had practice all week this week. And it started on May 17th with the Oval Veterans. And what we saw out of the Oval Veterans was Scott Dixon go quickest with a total of 25 laps with a best speed of 227.119, which, I mean, for day one, that's okay, I guess. But as the days go, as we go on and get closer and closer to race day and to qualifying day, in order to make it, you're going to have to be quicker than that. And I mean, everybody's definitely got quicker since that day one test or practice, but a lot more is going to have to come out of that. And I mean, you look at who your top five were. Your top five were Dixon, Erickson, Karam, Daly, and Andretti. Four of those, three of the five you expect to be up there. Dixon, Erickson, and Daly. They're always usually quick at Indy. Mm-hmm. But then you have names like Sage Karam, who doesn't run a full season. He gets thrown in a car every year for the Indy 500 with a Dreyer Reinbold. And then Marco Andretti, this is his first year not running a full season. He's only running the Indy 500 as well in his famed number 98 car. And then you go to practice two. Practice two, once again, you had another blistering lap, and that was set by Takuma Sato, who set a total of 64 laps and had a best speed of 228.939, which is still, that's a mile an hour quicker than what Dixon ran earlier that day. And then who's right behind him? Scott Dixon. He set 50 laps, fastest lap of a 227.768. So Sato was a whole mile an hour quicker than him. Mm-hmm. And then you look down the list. Third place, Jimmy Johnson.
And this is his first Indy 500 this year, isn't it?
And this is his first 500, exactly. Where the hell did this come from? No one knows. And then Marcus Ericsson. What's in these CGR cars? We want to know. And then Rinus VK, who, I mean, That's not a surprise. He did a very well last year. Honestly, should have won the Indy 500. It was between him, Pillow, and Castro, but we all know how that turned out.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, you kind of look more down at the list. Sixth, Alex Pillow. Seventh, David Malukas.
Malukas, that's a black horse, if you're asking me.
That's a black horse. Yes, it's a Dale. The thing is, it's a Dale Coyne car. And if that car is just as fast as that 51 is for Sato, they might have to watch out for him.
Because Dale Coyne always seems to bring out these fast Indy cars here for the Indy 500.
And I'm going to be real. I think they learned a lot with Grosjean through the season last year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about time that, well, no, because, my bad. The 51 is an RWR car. Whoops, I'm thinking too much. And then we go to practice. Practice 3 was rained out, sadly, so we moved on to practice 4. Practice 4, once again, showed Takuma Sato on the top, who set a total of 117 laps.
Oh my lord!
With a best speed of a 227.519, which is slower than what he set the 2 days before. And who was second?
Scott Dixon.
Scott Dixon set 116 laps with the fastest lap of a 227.335. And who was number 3?
David
Malukas. Who set 100, but he set 126 laps. And who was 4th?
J.R. Hildebrand. Mr. almost wins it in his rookie year, but smacks the wall out of 4. And you know who won that race?
I love J.R. Hildebrand. He's a talent on and off the track, but it's one of those things that he's had such a good run sometimes that he deserves better than what he has right now. And then once again, you look further down and you see Jimmy Johnson 5th. Somebody we haven't talked about, Ed Carpenter running the 33 this year in P10. Those cars seem to be doing very well. And then we go to today's practice session.
I think today's practice session was the 4th one.
Yeah, but it's technically practice 5 because practice 3 was rained out. And you look at who was on the top of the board.
None other than Takuma Sato.
RWR with Takuma Sato. They set 24 laps with the fastest speed of 232.9 or 0.789. What a blistering lap. And look at who's second. Mr. Washed Up Bum himself, Alexander
Rossi. With the fastest speed of 231, he ran 6 total laps that session.
And I mean, geez, you look at some of the other people on this list, and you're like, what the hell happened?
Pato Ward only ran 12 laps with the average best speed of 231. Then Marcus Ericsson ran 7 laps with 231.782. And then Scott Dixon ran 4 total laps with the best speed of 231.53.
These lap times are ridiculous.
But can we just talk about Tony Kanaan running the 1?
TK running the 1, I think, is actually really cool.
Because you only see the 1 car every time with the champion, but this is something pretty interesting. Oh my lord. Colton Herta was the last place driver.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with Andretti, but they're just not very quick.
What then? His best, he ran 7 laps. His best lap was a 220. Jeez. And I know we don't have any like special like teams running this Indy 500.
Yeah, we do.
Year. Who?
We have I want to say it's Reinbold, because they only run the 500. Driver Reinbold.
And who's the driver?
Their drivers are Ferrucci and Karam this year.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure what Stefan Wilson's team is.
Who's TK running for? Is it CGR?
CGR.
Okay.
Malukas with Dale Coyne. Well, that's a full season.
Yeah.
But it's like, but yeah, Ryan Dreinbold or whatever it is, and whatever Stephen Wilson's team is. Those are the two teams
Special.
that don't show up every race.
But and like still on topic with the Indy 500, can we just talk about Rinus VK's paint scheme running the orange?
It's interesting. There's a lot of paint schemes this year that definitely stick out, like the Aero guys. The Aero guys have some paints that stick out. J.R. Hildebrand with the American flag scheme that sticks out very nicely.
What's Tony's scheme?
He's
What is
got
that?
the Legion, the American Legion or whatever it is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's.
And then Grosjean over here with his
with the Pride car.
Yeah. But I think isn't let's see.
Qualifying is tomorrow. As of the day we're filming this, which is Friday night, quality will be tomorrow, Saturday, at 8 a.m. I want to say it's 8 a.m. because it had to be pushed up. It had to be pushed due to rain concerns.
And then bump days on the fall on Sunday, isn't it?
Sunday. Yeah, I think bump day Sunday.
When is the Indy car pit challenge? Is that during the?
I don't know, but it's definitely going to be interesting to see. My question to you is, who do you see getting the pole?
Oh man, I mean,
based on the results we've seen so far, who do we see getting pole?
I can't bet against this man. I'm going to say Takuma Sato.
There's no way you can bet against Sato unless somebody pulls it out of their bum. I mean, we saw it today. Connor Daly set
243.
He set a new fastest lap of this new track record with a 243 something.
But was that with draft though?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything since. I didn't get to look at any video.
I think that's with draft though. I mean, that's the one thing.
The thing is, if that's with draft, that is a wicked lap. Which, if that's the case, I would be scared of what's to come the 500.
Because you're gonna see these guys go drafting like crazy, I'm afraid.
Not just that, with that kind of speed, one little bobble, and you end up in that wall. God knows what's going to happen.
And this is going back to, let's see, what one of the Dale Coyne cars that was Sebastian Bourdais could have got the pole, and then what happened?
And look at Hinchcliffe the year before. Hinchcliffe had the same thing happen. They pretty much both binged it off of two. And remember, Hinch missed what, a season and a half? I want to say it was.
Yeah.
And
Bourdais was out for half.
Bourdais was out for half a season. It's definitely some scary shit going into this race. But no, I completely agree with you. You can't count out Takuma Sato, but at the same time, you look at some of the guys that have been up there. Scott Dixon's going to give him a run for his money. I want to say David Malukas might even give him a run for his money.
That's a dark horse, man.
Malukas is definitely a dark horse name this year. And I mean, I say it every year, but any of the ECR cars will be there. They are fast and they are scary every year.
Okay, then who do you think is going to be the better out of the two rookies in the 500 this year?
Johnson or Grosjean?
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to Jimmy. I'm going to be real. I only say Johnson's going to have it because he's got the experience on the oval compared to what Grosjean has. But I mean, both of these drivers are dealing with two completely different beasts than what they're normally used to. Jimmy Johnson coming from NASCAR stock car, where it's big, bulky, hard to turn car, and then you have Romain Grosjean coming from F1, where it's kind of like an Indy car, but with more technicality to it.
Exactly. I totally agree with you. I don't want to bet against my boy Grosjean, but I think if Johnson looked really good, and then also from the practice, when Grosjean won old tires, he always got close to that wall. That's what from the highlights that I saw this today.
Yeah, Grosjean had a bobble earlier.
Yeah.
Grosjean had a bobble. Johnson hit the wall. Daly had a bobble. There was a lot of bobbling happened today, which is interesting, being that we really didn't have many bobbles throughout the week, and now here we are. And now we come to the good stuff. I want your dark horse. I want your winner, and I want to know who you think is going to shit the bed.
Oh man, dark horse. Oh man, looking down the list, I'm gonna say my dark horse for this year. I'm gonna give it to Jimmy Johnson. I think Johnson's gonna be a dark horse this year. The winner, I think, I'm really hoping. I want him to get another 500 so badly. I have to go with Tony Kanaan.
So dark horse for me, I'm honestly going to say it, and I might hate myself for saying it, but IndyCar on NBC just put on Instagram, best 4-lap averages, Tony Kanaan with a 2:30.517. Guess who was second?
Who?
My dark horse, David Malukas.
You think Oh, wow, okay.
I see Malukas possibly getting it done. Why? Because it sounds like something that could happen. All right, so I have our predictions from last year. Jimmy predicted Colton Herta would win, and his dark horse was James Hinchcliffe. Neil said Rinus VeeKay would win, and Simona Di Silvestro was his dark horse.
The all-female team.
And the one who had it pretty much right last year
Was you.
I had Ed Carpenter winning the race. Ed finished fifth. My dark horse was Santino Ferrucci.
Oh, Ferrucci.
So I'm gonna go back with this, and I'm gonna say David Malukas as my dark horse.
You know my winner. Who do you think's gonna who do you think's gonna win the 500?
I'm gonna give it to none other than the man I gave it to last year, Ed Carpenter.
You think Ed's gonna pull it out this year?
I think Ed's gonna pull it out.
So I predict Tony Kanaan. You predict Ed Carpenter. And I'll let you go first. Who do you think's gonna crap the bed?
It happens every year. It doesn't fail to amaze me when it happens. But the bet of the race award is gonna go to Graham Rahal.
You think Ray Hall?
Rahal's gonna find some way to the bed again. Whether it's gonna be coming off a pit road and the tire's not gonna be on like last year, or something stupid's gonna happen. He's gonna get caught up in something.
Alrighty. So you say Ray Hall. I'm gonna say. Oh, this is going back to last year where he was so pissed off at himself that he wrecked the car. I'm going to say, I think the person I think that's going to shit the bed, I think it's Rossi. Rossi, what I'm going to say, Rossi, every time when he gets pissed off, he drives amazing, but he crashes.
Yeah, it's sad because he put so much effort into that car, into making that car good and run it well, that he just ends up spinning it. I mean, we see it with every driver. Colton Herta has done it multiple times this year. Mm-hmm. But I definitely see what you're saying. If Rossi has a chance to contend and he messes up somehow on pit road or something and he gets pissed off, he will probably shit the bed. But it's questions. I mean, it's the same thing with Rahal. It happens to Rahal every year too. And now, just because we're gonna go to my favorite thing. The Airborne Counter.
Oh God!
How many airborne cars are we having this year?
Oh man! You know what? I'm gonna say 7.
That's big.
That's what she said.
I just think if Connor's daily lap was draft,
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, you think after 1 or 2 cars going airborne in the race, they'll probably red flag it and deem it not safe. So, how many more practice sessions do we have? That's the question.
I think maybe 4 or 5.
We have, practice 6 tomorrow, practice 7 on Sunday, practice 8 on Monday, practice 9, which is carb day, next Friday, or the Friday that the week this video is going out Friday. So, I mean,
it's very possible.
It's very possible.
What? How many do you say?
I honestly, I'm with how many we have had this year, which is a big fat whopping 0. How many did we have last year with the Aero Stream? A big fat whopping 0. I'm going to give it at least 3.
You're gonna say 3?
And which is sad because I remember back in 2018, 2019 when we had where we were always using the Airborne Counter, we had somewhere around 13 to 14. It's just, it shows you how much these cars have evolved throughout the time. So I don't know. But that's it, guys. We want to know your IndyCar predictions, or we want to know your Indy 500 predictions down in the comments below. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, at BottomLineWMCX. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at the Mr. Taco BLP. Go follow Matt on Instagram and Twitter at
Sonic185 for Instagram, and then at Sonic Lutz for Twitter.
So, thank you guys so much again for watching, and we will see you Wednesday for a entertainment segment of the Bottom Line Podcast. But until next time, guys, peace.
Peace.